Okay, we got Kendal Daniels next. He's got a question for Kendal. Okay, let's start here in the second row. Brandon and then Carrie.
Brandon Drummo, you insider. First time you played, and you got close at Oklahoma State, obviously. What does this game mean to you as a kid from Oklahoma to play in your home state, host the game?
Yeah.
How excited are you for this weekend?
I'm really excited. Growing up in Oklahoma, you want to show all the other states that we produce a lot of good players, and being able to represent the great state of Oklahoma, on this big stage and the playoffs, the college football playoffs, it means a lot. It's meant a lot for just growing up and seeing everybody get to play in, and it's going to be real fun.
Terry Murdoch from Senior Scoop. Kendal, I'm sure you come in here, guys know about you a little bit, but
Yeah.
You go out and practice. What was it about this team that you remember a moment where you felt like, okay, I'm a part of this group now?
It was after the first winter workout. Going through hard times with guys, and when I first got here, it was kind of hard trying to embrace the culture of OU. Because we went back and forth so many years, and so just when I first got here, I didn't expect the guys to take me in like they did, and become my brothers like they did. They reached out to me first, and wanted to hang out outside of football and asked me about my family and everything, and we just joked about the games that we used to play against each other. So I think that was the biggest thing, being able to joke about the games that we used to play against each other and not, argue about it or go back and forth.
Was there a first contact you remember, a guy that you were already close with when you got here, maybe?
Me and Gentry Williams, we got recruited together. We came on a couple of visits in high school together. So when I was on my visit, I called him and talked to him. And then Trace Ford was here last year. So I talked to him during the recruiting process, and he told me how it was here, the good and the bad. I told him to keep it 100 with me. So, being able to know those guys really helped me in the decision-making.
Yeah, Kendal, Davis Cordova, normal transcript. I'm sure you're aware of OU's history in the playoff. Just a couple trips, no wins. Is there added weight for you guys to, maybe be the first team here to get a college football playoff win?
Added weight, I wouldn't say that. I feel like we've had the chip on our shoulders since the beginning of the season. So everything's been hard this season. This game is going to be hard to win. It's hard to win all the games that we did win. So it's just another football game, and being able to prepare for it is fun, and being able to have a couple extra weeks with the guys, it's going to be fun. And, we just have to – we keep winning, we keep playing together. That's kind of how it is. And, this is a brotherhood. It's sad that this is – like we only have 4 games left. So it's so we keep winning, we keep playing together. That's the bright side.
Right side, first row, Barry and then Jenny.
Yeah, Barry Trammell, Tulsa World. Just curious, when you talked to Trace, what did he say was the good and what did he say was the bad?
He says they ran a lot more than they did at OSU, but he said Coach Schmitty would love me when I first got here. So I think those are both 100% correct.
Hey, Kendal, Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. This defense that you're on, you're kind of a rarity as a transfer. There's a lot of guys that have been here since they came in as high school guys. I'm curious what you think the benefit to that is, sort of having a defense built from within in an era when that doesn't really happen. And maybe if you've sensed why it's been that way, that guys have stayed and maybe, spent years not playing and then, stayed to get that opportunity.
Yeah, that's helped me. Being able to come in and kind of be the only guy I knew was good. You don't want to go into a defense, especially Coach Venable's defense, with 10 guys they're all learning. So I've been able to learn from the linebackers, the safeties, the D-line. Everybody's been here, and they just kind of dumb it down for me. When I first got here, it was kind of hard learning the defense and trying to play a lot of positions, but being able to talk to the guys that's been here for 4 years and know what Coach Venables talks about. And Coach Venables would say a sentence, like when I first got here, he would say half a sentence, and the whole defense would say the rest of the sentence, and I was just looking around like I never heard that before. But now I'm able to do that, and be with the guys and being around the guys and just having fun and being around Coach Venables and Coach Allen and Coach Goodwin, guys like that, it really helped me.
Do you have a sense of why guys have been willing to maybe wait their turn or wait for that opportunity and not transfer somewhere else?
Yeah, the brotherhood isn't like this at a lot of places. The grass isn't greener in a lot of places, and you go somewhere and you're just another number. So I feel like being raised in this type of defense with Coach Venables, and he cares about you as a human. So I feel like that was played a part in some of the guys saying, and they trusted the process. You know, it wasn't good for them in 2022 because Coach Venables just got there, but they trusted him, and it played out good for everybody that stayed.
If you do have a follow-up question, let's use the mic. We'll get it to you. Second row on the far end, Brady.
Brady Trantham, Sooners on that side. Kendall, going back to the week going into the LSU game, you'd mentioned that game was going to be special for you because it was going to be the last game you played in the state of Oklahoma. So how special is it to have an extra last game in the state of Oklahoma?
It's going to be real special now. It's the playoffs, and it's in December. You know, my birthday is tomorrow. It's going to be a big week, you know, so it means a lot. I'm trying to take it all in, and, you know, it's sad because it's the end of my college career, and this is the last game that I play in Oklahoma, my last football game. So being able to have family come to the games and everything has been such a blessing. But it's time to move on after this, and, you know, we still have 3 more games after that. So you know, I try not to think about it so much that it'll be my last Oklahoma game, but it is what it is.
Okay, let's go third row, James.
Kendall, you know, this is supposed to be such a complicated defense. Was it when you got here and you found out? And on a week like this, when Brent gets to scheme for a team and gets some extra time, has it been kind of fascinating what he comes up with?
Yeah. When I first got here, I was kind of like, I've never seen nothing like this. You know, he knows plays and he knows what offenses like to do and tendencies and everything. And then when you get to a couple weeks like this and be able to dial up some plays, it's kind of fascinating just being able to be the guy that he's talking to and telling the plays to. And it's fun. You know, it's hard sometimes, you know, being able to take the practice film to the field the same day. I mean, but it's a challenge that, you know, you love. You love the challenge, and if you get it right, you'll be really successful.
Okay, we'll come to the left side, Bob, and then Jesse.
Bob Persillo, Sooner Scoop. Kendall, just want your thoughts on being able to watch what Reggie Powers has been able to do, and what's your role in trying to get him better?
Oh, I love that guy, man. That's my little brother, and I try to help him. You know, mentally, I played a lot of football, and I know, like, sometimes he's a young guy. He just, you know, started playing a lot this year, and I help him out a lot. I try to at least help him out, and I just tell him what I see on the field, and he tells me what he sees. And, you know, he's a hard hitter, so, you know, he has a high motor. You know, he's just always ready to go. He's ready to go. So, I mean, just having a young guy like that I can trust in to go in when I get tired and he can go in and make a play. It feels good to be able to do that and trust him. And he practiced hard and he knows the plays and he studies extra and he waits. He goes after practice and works on his man technique, and he wants to learn. You know, he's not frustrated at times. He's always wanting to learn, and he's always asking questions, and I try to help him as much as I can.
Okay, Jesse.
Jesse Green, OU Insider. Kendall, you mentioned you guys could have potentially, you know, up to 3 more games after this weekend. So just from a player's perspective, how do you handle kind of the next few weeks? You know, how much more important is rest and recovery? Do you know, make sure you stay in a rhythm on the field? Just how does that look like?
The rhythm is the biggest part, you know, because school is not being in session now. It's the finals and holidays coming up. You have to stay focused. It's not normal to be playing right now unless you're getting ready for a ball game. So you only get this chance one time in your lifetime. So make it count. You don't want to look back and be like, I wish I was locked in more, you know. So I feel like that's the biggest thing, trying to stay locked in, and you have to keep working on your body. And, you know, we've been playing football for a long time with fall camp and everything. So you still got to work on your body even more, watch more film. You know, you have more time to watch film on teams, a lot more games. So I feel like it's a mental part, but it's also physical with your body and everything. So it's fun being able to do that, and it's rare. So we knew that it was going to take this, so that's what that is.